and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged match, and this is my review for WWE NXT for January 29th, 2020. You start out right away with a clip of Worlds Collide when Trent Seven and Tyler Bate came down and they were helping out because Finn Balor was attacking I forget who. And so you get a clip of Finn Balor catching Trent Seven as he's trying to get into his car and then slamming his neck in the door and trying to choke him with a car door. And so that is your first match of the night, Finn Balor versus Trent Seven, which was really good. I like Trent Seven. He's a big guy that can really move. Finn Balor, I think he speaks for himself. He's pretty amazing, honestly. He can create some amazing matches. So after a really good match, Finn Balor takes the win. Not really a surprise there. And then he says he's coming for Johnny Gargano. Then you get an interview with Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, Broserweights, who are facing Grizzled Young Veterans in the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament. And it's actually kind of funny. They play off each other really well because Pete Dunne's really serious. Matt Riddle, not serious at all at times. So, pretty cool, man. Then you get Shotzi Blackheart versus Gianna Perazzo. Shotzi Blackheart comes down in this Power Wheels version of a tank. That was really interesting. The match itself, Shotzi Blackheart looks really good, man. I haven't seen much of her, and so far I like what I'm seeing. And that's just kind of where it is. She goes over Gianna, and it was a good match. Then you get a Keith Lee promo where he's playing to the crowd with all his little catchphrases, and then Damian Priest comes out. Says he likes to take things, and one of the things he likes to take is girls. That didn't go over very well. But then he said he wants to take the championship off Keith Lee. Dominic Dijakovic comes out and talks about the feud he's had with Keith Lee and makes a great comment about Damian Priest being a wannabe Marilyn Manson, or however he phrased it, but that was really good. And it actually turns into a match with Priest and Dijakovic. And this was a really good match, honestly. Dijakovic has impressed me a lot with most of his matches. And honestly, Damian Priest is another big guy that can really move. They're both tall and built and very agile for being tall and built. Overall, really, really good match. Dijakovic goes over, so apparently we got Dijakovic and Keith Lee again at some point, which I will never be disappointed in because those two tear the house down. Then you get a Grizzled Young Veterans package, also talking about their match with the Broserweights at the end of the finals for the tournament. Then you get Tommaso Ciampa. He's got an interview, and he kind of says he's taking care of business. He shows a pipe, and then you see three members of Undisputed Era laid out. He goes to the ring. I think he had a table in hand. And he's calling out Adam Cole. Well, Adam Cole comes out with William Regal. And William Regal says that he's got a contract for a match, I think for Revolution. And so Adam Cole takes the contract, walks to the ring, tries to get the upper hand on Ciampa. Ciampa turns it around, puts him through a table. At one point, he busted his head open a little bit, and he actually uses the blood and smears it on the contract. Really good use of blood there. That was a great use of blood. So very cool. Then you get Tegan Nox versus Dakota Kai. Exactly what you would expect here. Dakota Kai trying to do every underhanded tactic she can to get the win. It doesn't really work out. At one point, she grabs a chair. Ref catches that. Then she grabs a knee brace. Ref catches that. Then she goes back to the chair, which Candice LeRae runs down to the ring and grabs out of her hand. While the referee is distracted with Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox grabs the knee brace, hits Dakota Kai with it, hits the shiniest wizard, gets the win. For everything that this feud has been, I really hope this isn't the end, because that would be kind of anticlimactic, I think. I think it was a good match, but I think it could have been better, and I think there's a lot more that they could do with this. So that's my thoughts there. I hope it's not really the end of that. Then you get another Broserweights package. Of course, talking about the tournament. Then you get Chelsea Green with Robert Stone versus Caden Carter. Both of them haven't had exactly a lot of screen time in NXT. So the match itself, Chelsea Green really ran through most of this match. She dominated most of it. Kayden Carter didn't get a lot of offense in. She did a lot of showboating, Chelsea Green. And so that, in the end, cost her. Kayden Carter capitalized and got the surprise win. Chelsea Green's all flabbergasted, and that's where they leave it. I like Chelsea Green. I've seen her do some pretty good in-ring work, so that's what I'm going with. This wasn't as good as what I've seen from her in the past, and that's kind of where I'm going to leave that. And then you get the finale of the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, and it was a really, really good match. This was a great matchup. I think the chemistry between all four guys worked really, really well together, and I think that's been true of a lot of the matches in this particular tournament. They've had a lot of very good matches in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, and to end it here, I thought was fitting. I don't know that I kind of wanted them to go with Grizzled Young Veterans because I didn't know them, and I thought it was a name that a lot of people weren't as familiar with, and it could give them a boost. People know Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle by now, but they did win, and so the Broserweights go over. But there was a lot of really cool spots in here. There was one spot where one of the guys from Grizzled Young Veterans had Pete Dunne in a submission hold, and the other guy from Grizzled Young Veterans is trying to get a submission on Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle has this guy on his back and just like long darts him into his partner. That was pretty cool. That was a really good spot there. And they had some really cool stuff like that throughout the match. So it was really fun, dude, and I do think it was a good ending. Either way you go. You can't go wrong with Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, that's for sure. So another very strong outing for NXT. Really like this. You know, I like watching Wednesday nights more than I do Mondays or Fridays, for sure. And it's funny because they have the least amount of viewers, sometimes by far, which I'm hoping honestly changes because NXT and AEW are creating some really good wrestling, and I really enjoy it. So it would be really cool to see this really catch fire. And it would be awesome if they could get Raw and SmackDown equally as good. But, let's not get carried away. For the grade on this, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I feel like NXT and AEW were pretty neck and neck this week. Really liked both shows. I think they had some great moments either way you go. So yeah, dude, it was really fun. So 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation. Out.